Ford has been at the forefront of building powerful muscle cars for decades, starting with the iconic Mustang and continuing to innovate with newer models. Over the years, Ford has introduced a range of vehicles that have set new standards in terms of horsepower, speed, and overall performance. In this video, we'll dive into some of the most power-backed Fords from the 60s to the 80s. The 1970 Ford Torino Cobra was part of Ford's mid-size Torino lineup. The Cobra name was initially used for the high-performance version of the Torino. In 1970, Ford offered the Torino Cobra with several engine options, the most notable being the 428 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8 engine, which produced 335 horsepower. This made the Torino Cobra a powerful competitor in both street racing and drag racing. Despite its strong performance credentials, the Torino Cobra was short-lived. Production numbers for the 1970 Cobra were relatively low, and the model was discontinued after 1971 as Ford shifted its focus to other models. Today, the 1970 Torino Cobra is a highly sought-after collector's item due to its limited production, powerful engines, and classic muscle car appeal. The 1973 Ford Falcon XB GT is a high-performance version of the Ford Falcon, a model produced between 1973 and 1976. The XB GT was designed to be faster and more powerful than the earlier versions, making it a standout in terms of speed and performance. With a 5.8-liter V8 engine, the XB GT delivers impressive power, generating around 300 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. This power is paired with a lightweight design, which contributes to its excellent acceleration and handling. It can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6.5 seconds and reaches top speeds of around 120 miles per hour. The design of the 1973 Falcon XB GT is another key factor in its popularity. It has a bold, muscular appearance that gives it a tough, sporty look. The front grille adds to its aggressive styling, while the functional hood scoop not only enhances its performance, but also complements the car's appearance. At the back, the rear spoiler helps with aerodynamics and contributes to its sporty feel. The car interior is designed with comfort and functionality in mind, featuring sport seats and a layout that's focused on the driver. Being part of Ford's full-size lineup, the Galaxy was known for its blend of comfort and performance, especially when equipped with the high-performance 427 engine. The 427 was a formidable power plant, producing 425 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. On the track, the 427-equipped Galaxy could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.8 seconds, with a quarter-mile time of 14.9 seconds at 97 miles per hour, making it faster off the line than the Hemi-powered Plymouths of the time. Despite the lack of power steering in 1965, the Galaxy was a true muscle car, delivering exhilarating straight-line speed and a driving experience that provided thrills for those who can handle it. The car remains a symbol of Ford's engineering prowess during the muscle car era, embodying the era's love for raw power and performance, even at the expense of comfort and handling. The Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt was an extreme rarity born out of the need to dominate on the drag strip. It combined the relatively lightweight and compact Ford Fairlane body with the powerful 427 cubic inch V8 engine developed for the heavier, less agile Ford Galaxy used in NASCAR. While the Galaxy struggled with acceleration due to its weight, the Thunderbolt solved that issue, winning the National Hot Rod Association Superstock Championship in 1964. Ford's official figures rated the Thunderbolt at 425 horsepower in its race-ready form, though unofficial estimates suggest closer to 600 horsepower. Performance was further boosted by stripping the car down with lightweight features, including plastic windows and fiberglass doors, hood, and fenders. Perhaps most surprising, the Thunderbolt was technically street legal. Just 100 units were built in 1964, making the Thunderbolt a true collector's gem. By the time Shelby's Mustangs reached the 1967 model year, they had undergone a noticeable transformation. This evolution is evident in the 1967 Shelby GT500, which utilized Ford's 428 V8, a 7-liter engine that was a more civilized alternative to the previous year's ferocious GT350s. The GT500's 428 engine, while sharing its basic architecture with the racing-focused 427, was more practical for everyday driving, offering a smoother, more stable experience. The 1967 Shelby GT500 marked the end of an era for the raw, untamed muscle cars of the early 1960s, and the beginning of a new breed of performance cars. It was less of a racing machine and more of a sophisticated, powerful road car. While the excitement of the earlier models was replaced with a more refined, adult-focused driving experience, the GT500 still offered plenty of thrills. Shelby himself called the car the first one he's truly proud of, and it's easy to see why. The 1967 GT500 wasn't just about raw power, it was about balance, handling, and the ability to drive hard without being worn out. The Ford Torino Talladega was a limited production muscle car built by Ford in early 1969 and was named after the Talladega Superspeedway, which opened that same year. The car was equipped with heavy-duty performance components, including an engine oil cooler, power steering oil cooler, staggered shocks, a 3.25-to-1 Ford 9-inch rear axle, and a C6 automatic transmission with a column shifter, a rare feature for the time. To meet homologation requirements for racing, Ford produced a minimum of 500 Talladegas for public sale, although only about 754 cars were made, including prototypes and special versions. This brief production run makes the Ford Torino Talladega a rare and highly sought-after collector's car today, with only a few hundred units remaining. The 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429, another performance-oriented Ford, was built with a very different purpose in mind, unlike others. Ford designed the Boss 429 primarily to qualify its new racing engine for NASCAR, not to be a street dominator or drag strip king. The car featured a 429 cubic inch semi-Hemi engine capable of high revs, but it wasn't tuned for maximum low-end acceleration. The Boss 429 came equipped with a 735 CFM Holley 4-barrel carburetor, an aluminum high-riser intake, and header-type exhaust manifolds. Ford produced just 1,356 Boss 429 Mustangs and 2 Cougars between 1969 and 1970 before the company ended its factory racing program, and the Boss 429's production run was discontinued. Despite its underperformance in some areas, the Boss 429 remains a significant part of Ford's muscle car legacy. The 1988 Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe was another cutting-edge performance cruiser that blended modern technology with the sleek styling that defined the Aero era. Built on Ford's aging Fox platform, it still became one of the most capable American performance sedans, offering features like intercooled turbocharging, electronic fuel injection, a 5-speed manual transmission, and advanced suspension systems. These innovations helped the Turbo Coupe rival European luxury sedans, all at an affordable price. The Turbo Coupe's 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine produced 190 horsepower and 240 pound-feet of torque, offering strong acceleration. It also featured an electronic engine management system and an intercooler to optimize performance. Though its 4-cylinder nature caused some vibration and roughness at low speeds, it delivered smooth power at higher RPMs. Inside, the Turbo Coupe was refined with power-adjustable seats, quality fit and finish, and a premium sound system. The keyless entry system added convenience while enhancing security. Despite being the last of its kind before the introduction of the 1989 Super Coupe, the Turbo Coupe demonstrated Ford's ability to combine technology, style, and performance in a compelling package. The 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1 was part of the second generation of Mustangs, which featured a significant redesign with larger, more aggressive body style compared to previous models. The Mach 1 package, which had been introduced in 1969, continued into 1971, focusing on performance and sporty styling. It offered several powerful engine options, including the Cleveland 351 cubic inch 5.8-liter V8, which became the standard for the Mach 1 that year, the top-tier 429 cubic inch 7.0-liter V8 available as the Cobra Jet or the more potent Super Cobra Jet, and the 302 cubic inch 4.9-liter V8 for those seeking a less powerful alternative. These engines were paired with either a 4-speed manual transmission or an automatic, with horsepower ranging from 210 to 375 depending on the configuration. The Mach 1, particularly with the 429 V8, was known for its impressive power, capable of reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 6 seconds, a strong figure for the time. Ford sold around 49,000 Mach 1s in 1971, making it one of the most popular performance variants of the Mustang that year. After production, the 1971 Mustang Mach 1 became an iconic representation of the early 70s muscle car era and has remained highly collectible. However, sales numbers were lower than in earlier years, largely due to the increasing vehicle weight, higher insurance premiums, and shifts in the muscle car market. The Ford Mustang LX 5.0 is also a notable variant of the iconic Ford Mustang, produced between 1982 and 1993. It was part of the third generation of the Mustang, which underwent a major redesign in 1979. The LX trim, introduced in 1983, was essentially a more stripped-down, lightweight model compared to other versions like the GT, making it an attractive option for performance enthusiasts. The LX 5.0 came with a 5.0-liter V8 engine, which debuted in 1982 and quickly became one of the most popular engines in the Mustang lineup. In the early 80s, the 5.0 V8 brought back significant performance following the low-power years of the late 1970s. By the mid-80s, the Mustang LX 5.0 became a favorite among muscle car fans, offering an excellent balance of power, handling, and affordability. In 1987, it received a facelift with updated styling, and the 5.0 V8 engine was further refined, producing around 225 horsepower. This model continued to be produced until 1993, when the fourth generation of the Mustang was introduced. Despite the discontinuation, it remains a beloved classic for muscle car enthusiasts, particularly for its raw performance and relatively low cost during its production years. For an automobile company with over 100 years' existence, Ford has a rich history, with muscle cars being one of them. Which of these cars have you driven before? Let's know in the comments section.